Hello, welcome to Nightmare Flicks. I'm Nate, you're you, and today I've got some exciting Stranger Things Season 4 news for you, as well as some news about how the global health crisis is going to affect the next season of American Horror Story, and then also a little bit of info about a book that I think will be completely irresistible to any Halloween fanboy or fangirl out there. But that's enough intro. Let's go ahead and talk about this horror news. First, let's talk Stranger Things Season 4. Recently, David Harbour said that while things have been put on the back burner for now, production has been halted by the global health crisis. He says he's still very intrigued to see what's going to happen with this season. He says he can't say a whole bunch, but know that if you are a big Stranger Things fan, you should be very enthused because there's actually some Hopper storyline that we haven't got yet that David Harbour got when he first signed on to the project. He says that this is what really drew him to the character of Hopper. And that he's been waiting with bated breath to get this thing on screen. So, as a fan myself, I can't wait to see what that's going to be. He's also said that we're going to get a lot of background on Hopper this season, and that character arc will be further enriched because there's going to be a moment when Eleven goes down to the basement and finds a bunch of boxes. One of these boxes will be labeled Dad, one will be labeled New York, and one will be labeled Vietnam. So be sure to comment below your fan theories on what these boxes represent and what flashbacks they may bring on. I can't wait to see what those are going to be. I think they'll inform a little bit more about the Hopper character, and we'll get to understand better why he handles Eleven and Joyce the way that he does. But it sounds like there's going to be some good character building and some real sympathetic and emotional moments in this season, much like the end of last season. Also worth mentioning, Joe Keery, who plays Steve Harrington on the show, recently said that Season 4 looks slated to be the most horrifying and scary season to date. This is Nightmare Flicks, a horror channel, so obviously I am pumped to hear that. I have to imagine you are too. Now, that could be bluster, it could just be good PR, but I have to think he's onto something here, that he might be giving us some truth. Because think about a series like Harry Potter, where the cast started very young, much like the cast of Stranger Things, and as they grew, the franchise grew with it, getting more terrifying and darker as it went. I would have to imagine Stranger Things will do the same and will follow suit. I can't wait to see what that means for Season 4. I personally would like to see less reliance on CGI and see some more practical effects. I don't think that's what Keery is alluding to whatsoever, but that's just me. I'm probably wasting my breath. But what would you like to see in Season 4? Be sure to comment below. Are you excited that it's supposed to be a little scarier? I have to imagine you are. You are, right? Now for less encouraging news, if you're an American Horror Story fan. Showrunner Ryan Murphy recently came out and said they had to completely scrap, at least temporarily, the theme of the upcoming season. Ryan Murphy had designs on an aquatic-based season, and so that right now, with things being indefinitely pushed back, he just doesn't see how that could happen because the show would have to be shot around a certain weather event he had in mind, and now I guess that would not be possible with these delays, or they would just have to do an accelerated season, he said, or just delay everything significantly, so I don't know, maybe a year off from American Horror Story. I can't see that happening. He says that should things change, should he get a call soon, it might be possible to revisit the theme and make it happen, but at the moment there are no contingencies, that he does not have a plan B in mind, so that should he get that call, either they will be rushing into production, which that could result in a really sloppy season, so I don't think we want that, or it could just be him getting together with all of his writers and exploring a new theme. So what do you think of that aquatic theme? Would you like to see that? Do you think maybe this would be like a cruise line type of thing, a murder mystery above a cruise line with all sorts of weird eccentric characters coming on board? That could happen. That seems very American Horror Story. Lots of flashing backs and using different characters and timelines, which would be very American Horror Story. I don't know. This is all just conjecture at the moment, but be sure to put your fan theories below. Also worth mentioning though, this next season, whenever it does come out, will involve Macaulay Culkin, so that's pretty cool. And lastly, a bit of news for you Halloween superfans. Authors Dustin McNeil and Travis Mullins are nearing completion on their second book about the Halloween franchise. They had a book come out last year that basically took you from the inception of Halloween, that first script being written and crafted by John Carpenter, up until the last screen you received at the theater at your home from the latest Halloween film. It worked in and out, like I said, talking about the scripts, the behind the scenes, the making of the movies, the receptions, and all of that. that. That sounds like a must-have for any Halloween fan. This next book should too. This book will be called Taking Shape 2 and will obviously focus on the Michael Myers character in the Halloween franchise. This book is going to look at the sequels we almost got. And don't click away yet because it's about to get interesting. Some of these sequels would have included some pretty heavy hitters, none bigger than the Halloween 6 we almost got, which would have been produced by Quentin Tarantino. Which, can you imagine a Quentin Tarantino produced Halloween movie? I'm just expecting like blood splatter everywhere, all sorts of intense, over the top brutality and gore. It would have been something to behold. But I will say, that is not to crap on the actual Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, that we did receive. It is a very flawed film, but I have a lot of fun with it. I have a lot of love for Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. I think they get Michael Myers right. I think that's one of the most scary incarnations of Michael Myers. I think it very much feels like an October movie. They really captured the mood and atmosphere that a Halloween film should have. It's just that script is totally bonkers and comes out of left field and just is very, very sloppy. It's a total mess. And you know that a movie produced by Tarantino would have a very tight script. So that would be really cool to delve into and see what kind of blueprints were underway for that movie. That's just an example. Another thing you may find in this book is more information on the film that wasn't Halloween Returns. That is a script that had the internet buzzing a few years ago. One little thing I know about that movie that had me really psyched was I know that it was supposed to end with a man talking about Michael Myers and stepping out of the shadows to reveal that it was Gary Oldman as Dr. Loomis. And you know, there's only one Dr. Loomis in our hearts, and that is, of course, Donald Pleasance. I was not a fan of the Malcolm McDowell portrayal, but I have to say, when I heard Gary Oldman, I was like, you know, that's making a little bit of sense. I would like to see what Gary Oldman could do as Dr. Loomis. I think he would get it right in ways that, you know, the Rob Zombie, Malcolm McDowell, Loomis, just, it wasn't right. But that's just me. Do you know of any other sequels we almost got that Halloween nerds should know about? Be sure to comment below. Be sure to comment what you would think about a Tarantino Halloween, because that's a whole lot for the brain to try to just come to grasp with. For me personally, I can't really picture what that would be, but that's just me. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. You have a fantastic day. I am Nate for Nightmare Flick saying that's a wrap.